Bitcoin again. That was a great move, guys. I had to walk over to the big board again to talk about this. So Bitcoin bubble stands out because it is clear and easy to understand. There's no limit to who can join, no matter how much they know about crypto or how new they are to it. Guess who is watching us now? Robert Kiyosaki is the author of the bestseller book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We'd also like to use this chance to thank everyone who put their trust in it. We read every message, and the best part, it's not expensive. If you sign up now, you'll get all the new information for free. Stay ahead of the trends instead of just following them. Sign up for Bitcoin Bubble right now and enjoy the new edge. There is a lot of information in this movie about Bitcoin's technical analysis. Gareth Soloway breaks down its current trends and predictions for the future. Let's get him to learn more about everything, from price predictions to key chart trends. I've told you guys many times that it's going over 1,000,000. I said it's as long as it doesn't fall below 91 right now, then you need to think it's going over 100. That is just plain old technical research. I don't have a crystal ball or a magic 8-ball. It's just numbers. Based on statistics, this pattern has been seen 1,000 or 100,000 times in charts. 85% of the time, it leads to a move above. It's interesting that I told you yesterday that you had this high connected right here, and I told you that if you could get a daily close above that line, that would be the spark that would blow and send it through 1,000,000,000. And that's exactly what took place. Okay, now the question is, where will it go? Well, if you've been following along, I'll show you this on a zoom out in a second, but this trend line goes from the high point of the 2017 bull market to the first and second high points of 2021, okay? But yeah, that line is the trend line, which goes out to about 107 to 18. Again, a lot of people will say, hey, it's going to go to 200,000 for sure. It could be true. It's always possible that will happen. In my job as a technician, all I have to do is figure out where it's likely to have trouble after a run, which could lead to a slowdown. That would be the number between 107 and $1,0800. Okay, in other words, it's all about odds and numbers. It's the only thing about it. Doesn't matter. I'll be wrong sometimes. I'll be right sometimes. Mostly I'll be right more often than wrong. Right now, I'm going to show you this on the chart. If we zoom out, we can see your high point from 2017 and your high turn from the first high in 2021. We can also see the trend line we were looking at earlier. Okay, let's take a quick look at Ethereum since it is a quick-themed or major market player here. Take a look at this on Ethereum. Let's go back to the big board. Okay, so Ethereum is now on fire, right? Again, it's still behind some other altcoins, but keep in mind that this has a market cap of about $500 billion. That means it takes a lot more power to move it than a smaller coin like Cardano or an HBAR, right? This means that you are running into trouble on Ethereum. This one is a high turn at about 4,000, and this one is at 4,400. This is the first big zone. This is what I call a zone of pushback that will be important. This area needs to be cleared for Ethereum to break up and maybe go back to its all-time highs. On the charts, this will be a big level for it over the next few days and into next week. It is a little stretched out and facing a lot of pushback, so let's see if it can get through. Bitcoin's market share rose to 57% as the asset broke records and reached a new high of $104,000 on December 5th. With this achievement, Bitcoin's value reached 6 figures, confirming its position as the clear market winner in cryptocurrencies. The huge increase in dominance, it went from 54.7% to 4.4% in just one day, showed a big change in how investors felt and brought attention back to Bitcoin in a market that was becoming more unstable. The Fear and Greed Index hit an all-time high of 84.0, which shows how excited the market was as interest in Bitcoin skyrocketed. Some altcoin advances, like those of XRP and BNB, stopped while Bitcoin took the lead. This change meant that the much-anticipated alt season would slow down for a while. Investors moved their money to Bitcoin in hopes of more gains. A lot of people sold their stocks quickly, and $132 million was held in short holdings. At the same time, people became much more interested in Bitcoin, and Hubel's search trends reached their highest point in weeks. Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, said that Bitcoin's image as the best performing asset over the last 12 years keeps growing, attracting more people than ever into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's domination, rise, and price breakout show that people have more faith in the market, which could lead to a rebalancing of the market. Here is the S&P 500. For the second time, this is the 10-minute chart movement before the market opens. Each candle is 10 minutes long. Once more, you can see how the markets were moving yesterday. This is when Jerome Powell spoke out. When he first said those things, there was a small sell-off, and then the market slowly realized that he was going to cut rates by 25 basis points, while also saying that the economy was strong. Then look up into the evening, and that's when we end. Now, during the hours of 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday, the market slowly went down as people took, the profits. This strange candle this morning, there might only be light traffic there, and then things will settle down again. It looks like the markets were pretty flat this morning. People are still processing what happened yesterday and the new all-time highs. This year, there have been 55 or 56 new all-time highs, which is getting close to the record number. So seeing something like that is very, very rare. But markets have been strong and will continue to be strong. Okay, let us look at the chart for one day. What do we know about the S&P 500 daily chart? It's still possible for the S&P to hit $6,100 or 6,100 points. We are getting closer and closer to that level. Where did we close yesterday? We were done at $6,086. That's why this is where it is. That's 6,086, which is 14 points less than the S&P 500. Now, there is one thing I want you to know. Notice how the trend line goes up, to be technical. Don't forget that I've been talking about the 6,100 level as my upside goal for about 2 months now. It's a little higher than that because a trend line that goes up, it goes a little higher. That's why it's really around 6,140. But let's keep things easy. We can look for a pierce of 6,100, which is in that target area. But just so those of you who are new to the plan can see, this all begins in October 2023. Then it kind of came back. We had a great rally up here. Even though there was a small drop into that line, the trend line stayed in place. After a small fix, it went back up, this time with an even smaller correction to that point. That we came together again. Also, one thing I teach in my Winning Trader series about technical analysis is something we call 3 peaks to a valley. In other words, you'll see this a lot in charts, right? And after 1 peak, 2 peaks, and 3 peaks, you get your bigger decline, right? Yes, that's right. After 3 peaks, right, we got our bigger pullback from July to August, which was 3 upticks. It's clear that was the biggest reversal we've had. We all remember that it was pretty angry. Then take another look. Here we go again. We could say 1, 2, and then this one, which